most terrible nightmare I ever had. It's the most horrible dream I ever had.
It's okay now. Really.
Well, I dreamed that I killed you and Danny. But I didn't just kill you.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Horror Sickness. This is going to be the second update for March and it's going to be quite an interesting one hopefully. We have over 20 films to take a look at, things that I've picked up over the last few weeks or so. There's also a few other bits which I don't want to go into. We'll just kind of let that happen. It is going to be a longer video, so if you can bear with me, but I think it's going to be an interesting one. There's also, as you can tell from the intro at the beginning, a special guest which will become clear very soon, and also if you can bear right till the end, there's going to be a very special shout out. It's a really important shout out, and I think that's it. So first off, what I want to do, we'll get this out of the way because it's not really part of why I do these videos, but it is something I mentioned I would do. Let's just take a look at it. Hello everyone, yeah, so as you can see it's been 28 days since I've last had a cigarette. I don't know if you saw my last update, but I'm basically using this is Champix, and I'll show you, I can show you how far through I am. So I've got about another week or so to go and then I need to go back and see the doctor. I should explain real quick, this is just the communal garden part at the back of our building, and I don't generally get to come out here and get some fresh air. Usually when I'm out here I'm smoking away like a chimney. And it's actually really nice just to come out, and we're up in the north of England as well, so anybody that knows this area will know that it's generally cloudy, windy, rainy, just horrible, but we've got a really nice day today, beautiful blue sky, nice and warm, and I don't know, it's just nice to be able to come out and get some fresh air without sucking back on the cigarettes. And I'm proud of myself. 28 days, you know, pretty good milestone really. 4 weeks, round it up to a month. Without a cigarette. The last 2 or 3 days have been pretty tough, but apart from that it's been okay. I do need to go back and see the doctor and see whether or not I need to carry on these tablets, but yeah, just nice to be able to come outside. Thought it'd be a bit of a change of scenery, but that's it. I won't keep you any longer with this because it's obviously not really part of my videos and my channel, but I like to throw it in and just, you know, it gives me something else to kind of look forward to quitting smoking as well. It gives me something like another target. So thanks for bearing with me. I'm going to go and enjoy the garden for a little bit actually. Just going to have a wander about, soak in some of this nice weather, and we'll head back inside to the real update. Yeah, so as you can see, that's 28 days without a cigarette. I actually recorded that earlier. We're probably about 3 or 4 hours away from exactly 28 days as I speak, so really happy. It's not been the easiest thing to do, and there's been times, especially like I say in the last 2 or 3 days, where it's got really quite tough, but I'm getting there. I'm doing it for me, obviously, doing it for my wife and for my friends and family that have been nagging at me for so many years. But yeah, pretty proud of myself, and it's feeling pretty good. Right, let's just get cracked into it. The first thing we're going to do is introduce the special guest. Now, this is somebody, I don't know if you followed my last channel, Frightmare 100, and you will have seen one picture of this person at some point. Which is kind of clue. That's all I'm really going to say. So anyway, let's just introduce them here. For those of you that may recognise this lady, this is Mary Ann, this is my wife, and I've been wanting to do this for a long time, try and get her on camera and get her involved in this. If you followed Frightmare 100, the reason I mentioned there was a picture, I did a shout out for her once because she's the one that's pretty much feeding my addiction. She's the one that gets the majority of the stuff that you can see behind me. And yeah, if it wasn't for her, this collection would be a lot smaller than it is, so. We're just laughing. There's been so many outtakes. The intro bit, she's been stood off camera for the last 20 minutes with me just rambling on and sweating and getting all nervous because she's watching me do this, and I don't usually let her. Anyway, let's get into the update. The reason Mary Ann's come in on this is we've got some non-horror stuff. we're going to do that first, and then we'll obviously take a look at the horror stuff that I've picked up. But I just thought it'd be pretty cool to get Marianne in and to take a look at that. So, you want to show them what we got and what you got? What's the first thing you got? These are Marianne's things to start up with, so she's going to show them first, I think. While she picks, you need to show them.
I'm arranging it.
Well, go on. It's in order. There you go. Right, we'll show them. And what is it?
Ice Age.
Ice Age.
1, 2, 3.
So you got all 3 Ice Age.
Yep.
Is there another? There's a 4th in there, I think.
There's a 4th coming out in the cinema somewhere this year.
Somewhere this year in the UK. But you've got all 3.
Yeah.
So you got the double pack. Let's show this. Got the double pack with the first 2. We looked at getting these separately, but it was cheaper to get it like this. Remember, they had the 2 separate ones, but
Might be.
anyway. But I know that these had a load more extra features than the others. That's why we've got the Ice Age double pack in this kind of slip cover thing, and then the third one we got separately. So that's pretty cool. What else did you get?
The one thing
You've been
that
nagging me
I
for these for ages. I quite want to see these actually.
Pirates.
Pirates of the Caribbean. Right, do you know the order now? We've been wondering which order they're coming, so right, you're going to give me this first. So if this is wrong, leave comments to Marianne because she's giving me them in the order that she reckons they're coming. So first up we've got Pirates of the Caribbean, and this is, see, I don't even know, Curse of the Black Pearl, and apparently it comes with the Lost Disc. I don't know what that is. So yeah, I don't know why I'm showing these, they're yours. That's the next one you want to do. Alright.
Yep.
So apparently Pirates of the Caribbean 2 is Dead Man's Chest, and yeah, 5 hours of bonus features, plenty of stuff, 2-disc special edition. So pretty good, and these were only a couple of quid a piece, I think. Been on about getting them for a while. And another one, 2-disc special edition, and this is At World's End. Is the last one out yet, or has it come out this year?
It's out already.
Oh, it's out, but it was expensive, wasn't it? That's it. Yeah. So these were like £2 or £3 a piece, but I think the latest one, £5. Spent £5 on, right, £5 a piece. But the latest one ended up being £10, so we didn't pick that up. So there's some these non-horror stuff are kind of stuff that I picked up. I don't think you haven't seen any of these yet, have you?
No.
So I better talk about these. First one is The Wrestler, obviously starring Mickey Rourke. I really like this. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I'm not the biggest into wrestling. I used to follow it a lot more when I was younger, Ultimate Warrior and people like that. But from what I could tell on The Undertaker, yeah, Mary's probably a bigger wrestling fan than I am. The Undertaker, and what's the other guy? Diesel. Some guy called Diesel. So if you ever see him on TV and I'm sat there, I might as well just forget about it because she just. Anyway, so that's The Wrestler. Really good. Really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, but that's
Next.
the only 2 that I really go.
Yeah. Next up, and I know this one had really massively mixed reviews. Now, I'm not the biggest comic book fan as such. I don't really know the history of it and everything else, and so I'm probably looking at this film through different eyes than some people, but I absolutely love this film. I think it was brilliant. I think the twist at the end, which I won't spoil for anybody that hasn't seen it, was really well done. I thought it was well written. I thought the effects were fantastic. I thought the acting was brilliant. I thought it was just really well made. But there you go, that's just me. As I say, I'm watching it through different eyes. Maybe some comic book fans will tell me different. But for what it is, I enjoyed it. Next up, Zodiac. We saw this.
In Sydney.
Actually, I picked this up. I watched this a few weeks ago when I picked it up. But when we lived in Australia, we went to watch this, didn't we?
Yeah.
I remember the first time, I thought it was okay. Nothing so special. It seemed to run on for quite a bit. But I actually enjoyed this more this time round than I did when I first watched it at the cinema. What, can you remember much? Can you remember? What do you think? Did you like it?
I kind of enjoyed it.
You kind of enjoyed this one?
I like this kind of thing anyway.
Yeah, I know. Well, my wife's into all the kind of crime stuff and everything else, so this is probably more up her street than mine, but you know, for what it is, I enjoyed it, and I picked it up for £1 or £2, so it was worthwhile. And then we have one more of the non-horror stuff. I was really happy to get this. This was £3, and it's the Clerks 10th Anniversary Edition and the 3-disc special, so it comes in this really nice kind of matte black slipcase, and there's so many special features, and it comes in this kind of fold out jobby, and it's just really, really nice. I actually sat and watched this last night, and I just think it's brilliant. I think it's the epitome of indie filmmaking. I think it's what the kind of indie filmmaking's all about, and you know what can be achieved. It's not the best film ever made. It's just more the feeling that goes into it, and you can see that they're just a bunch of mates having fun and making a film, and I really dug it. I think it's fantastic. So yeah, that's the non-horror section. Are you going to stick around for the horror section?
I thought we were going to talk about The Right.
Yeah, actually, do you know what? Leading into the horror section, we watched a film last night, and it was called The Right. And who was in it? There was Anthony Hopkins.
Yep.
And I can't remember the young guy. I don't really know if I've seen him or not else, the main guy. But Anthony Hopkins is in it. You'll probably know The Right. I personally thought it was okay. It goes back to that old thing, these kind of exorcism type films that come after The Exorcist. I keep saying it and I'll always say it, The Exorcist did it right, and it did it right first time, and now unfortunately any film that comes after that is obviously going to be judged against The Exorcist, and it's never going to get there. But there were some interesting ideas in this one. There was, you know, it was a little bit different. From my point of view, there was a particular line in the film where Anthony Hopkins' character is telling this young guy, this up and coming priest, or is showing him an exorcism. There's a woman there and he's exorcising this woman, and the guy's kind of a bit confused, and he says, well, what did you expect? Spinning heads and her spitting green soup, which I thought kind of just, you know, that's when these kind of films come along, that's what you do expect. You link it to The Exorcist, but it wasn't that. It was a bit different. There was some cool ideas, I suppose, but just nothing really that special for me. As a non-horror fan, and also as a Catholic as well, maybe, you know, different point of view. I don't know. What did you make of it?
I kind of found it a bit more
You need to
realistic.
speak. I can't even hear you.
Sorry.
It's alright, go.
I just kind of find it's a bit more realistic.
Bit more realistic, bit more along the lines of what it would be like.
Yeah.
Right.
And I like the part where he emphasised that it's not a one-time fix-all kind of thing. It's over a period of time, and can be days, weeks, or even months sometimes.
What, you mean the bit when he
Says exorcism isn't just a one.
yeah, and then the young guy thought it was done, and he said, no, she'll be coming back for a long time, maybe months, maybe years. Yeah, that's a good point. So did you enjoy it?
I love anything with Anthony Hopkins in.
She likes Anthony Hopkins. Were you scared?
What do you expect?
Yeah, she was jumping all over the place, to be honest.
I mean,
Anyway.
I don't like Silence of the Lamb. Oh, well,
Right.
I don't like the jumpy part, but I'll watch it because of...
You watch it
him.
because of him, you like him.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough. You want to start passing me some of these? We're going to have to start cracking on now, because we need to get to a couple of other bits. First up, these are the horror stuff I've picked up as well. First up is Triangle, with this kind of really nice lenticular slip cover to it. Couple of quid. Melissa George, not watched it yet, but heard a few people say it's a decent enough film, so couldn't pass at that price. Well worth picking up. One that I'm definitely happy to have picked up finally, and I've not watched it yet, is Hatchet 2. I watched Hatchet again last night actually, and it's just, I loved it. I know it divides opinion, but I just think it's such a funny film as well, and the kills, you can't beat the kills in it. From what I've been told, this is even gorier, and the kills are even better. And some people like this more than the first one, so that's Hatchet 2. Definitely looking forward to checking that out. Next up we have one of the After Dark originals, and this is Fertile Ground. Again, a couple of quid, thought it'd be worth picking up. I might start picking some up of the After Darks as well. Blind buy, really don't know anything about it. Next up, one that I did see a long while ago, and I remember thinking it was okay for what it was, but again, I think it was about £1 or something, and this is Vacancy or No Vacancy, and again in a kind of cool slipcover. We'll see, I'll watch it. Might be one that Mary might be able to watch actually. What?
Oh, I think I watched this before.
You've seen this one? It's a classic, love. I already did own this. This is the original John Carpenter's The Fog, but when I picked it up the first time round, it was a Region 1, and it was one of the double-sided discs, so halfway through the film you had to turn it over, and it was just a really terrible version of it. This is the Region 2 version, special edition, 2 discs, and you get the booklet and everything inside. So really just a replacement for the one I had, but really happy, and it's in good condition and a couple of quid, so definitely worth picking up. This one I'm really happy about. I saw this years and years and years ago, and I know it's not difficult to get hold of, but it's a bit more expensive than you may expect, but definitely worth picking up. This is Cube, and yeah, for those of you that don't know, it's basically 6 people wake up in this cube and they need to try and find their way out. They're not sure why they're there or who put them there, and it's basically full of booby traps and things like that trying to kill them. It's a really simple idea, but really, really well done, and it's that cross between kind of sci-fi and horror as well that I do like. I'm going to leave that to last for one reason or another. This one I need to now explain in front of my wife. I think it was, maybe getting this wrong, but Selma the God actually showed this one. It's One-Eyed Monster. I think we're going to leave it as simple as it's the One-Eyed Monster and it stars Ron Jeremy. Now if you know who Ron Jeremy is, you can work out why it's called the One-Eyed Monster, and then you can probably get a really good idea as to what the film's about.
Okay.
Next up is a special edition version of The Howling in this slipcover that leaves the kind of scratch marks and allows you to see through to the thing. Yeah, a couple of quid. I think it was missing the booklet inside. I think maybe that's why it was as cheap as it was, but I'm not so worried about that. It's a nice looking edition, and I didn't have it for whatever reason. This one, I looked at a few reviews online. This was £1. Oh no, this wasn't. This was £2. And I went back into the shop to pick it up. What? You can't sit there and laugh.
No, because
what?
You just
£2.
You just made £1 sound.
£1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, £2.
No, it was £2.
Yeah.
Double a pound. A pound, right. So this is the Ugly. The reviews looked okay, I suppose, but I don't know, there was something about it I thought I'd like to check it out, and I did. £2. Now this one was £1. This is the £1 one. This was £1, that was £2. This is My Little Lie. Now, the reviews I've seen of this, people are basically saying that it's a pretty standard film. There's nothing really that special about it. But the reason I got it, not only is it a special edition version of it, and it's 2 discs, and it just looks quite nice, and it was only £1. The special features, the way that they've done it, it's basically a really interactive film. The idea is that these people, 5 strangers, are brought to this house. They're allowed to stay there for 6 months, but only one of them's allowed to leave. Now we've come across this story before, many different types of films, but the special features that come with this basically allow you to watch it as if you've seen it online, which just seemed like a really, really cool concept to me. And for £1, I thought I'd check it out. We've got one more. There's a Blu-ray actually. I forgot. Finally picked up Blu-ray of Insidious. Went to CEX, which for anybody in the UK they'll know about. Saw the DVD for £8 and thought, well, I'm not paying that for it. And walked along the Blu-ray shelf, and this was there for £6. And the explanation the guy gave was that they don't have many of the DVDs, but they have loads of the Blu-rays. I don't really understand that myself, but for £6, I thought I'd pick it up. Now I left this one for last because this is going to be a slight review. I mentioned that I picked this up to somebody. I'm not going to mention who it is, but he knows, and he actually asked me to give a few thoughts on it. And I'm going to try not to swear. This film, Dead Cert, is fucking terrible. Close. Yeah, cheers. It's fucking terrible. It is supposedly a vampire film set in the East End of London with these gangsters. This guy buys a club and wants to go legit and your usual rubbish. His brother's still mixed up in, you know, some dodgy activities. He gets hold of this guy who is played by this fella. Don't know if you can see him. Anybody in the UK? I'm sure he works. Or sorry, works. He used to be in EastEnders, I think, or Coronel, one of them. He's supposed to be from. Where's he from? Hungary. Well, they all are. Now the rest of them put on Hungarian accents, but this guy, for whatever reason, cannot be bothered and just speaks like an East End Londoner, even though he's from Hungary. And then there's actually a point where they use it in the script to explain it, and he just says, I've done a lot of travelling and I've lost my accent, so I don't have one anymore. And it's just, it sums up the film. It's so cheap and nasty. There's no point to the vampires. There's absolutely no point in there being vampires there. It doesn't add anything to the story. It doesn't work as a gangster film. It doesn't work as a film. What? No. Do you want to watch it?
No.
Right. It's terrible. Do not pick this film up. It's rubbish. Is that good enough? Have I said that enough? No, it's fucking awful. Yeah. Right, that's the DVDs. There is one more thing that I want to do real quick, and it's a shout out. I wasn't going to do this actually, but I've actually done a bit of an intro for the shout out. So before we head into that, let's take a look at the intro as well. So yeah, that's the new thing, but basically the shout out is for somebody who I think most of you, if not everybody, will know. It's Paul, buckaroobanzai, really good friend of mine on here, one of the genuine nice guys, and we've been messaging backwards and forwards, and I didn't hear from him for a little while, so I sent him a message the other day, and he kind of got back to me, excuse me, and he seems to be struggling a little bit at the moment. I won't go into it, but he's just physically he's not been doing so well. It's not for me to say what it is, so that's obviously personal information, but I just want everybody, if they can, just, you know, if you're stopping by his channel, maybe leave a comment, just check up on him, make sure he's alright. I'm sure he'd really appreciate it. But he's just, if you know him, he is one of the genuine nice guys on here, plus he does put out some of the best videos. He's got a fantastic collection, really good knowledge of film as well. And I always just love, his comments are brilliant. If you ever get comments from Paul, you'll know, because he doesn't mess around. He doesn't just say, cool update, cheers. You know, he obviously puts the effort in to watch it and then think about it and put a message and all these puns and jokes and everything else. And I just really enjoy and look forward to hearing from him. So really just want to wish him a speedy recovery, and hopefully we get some videos coming back from him soon. And yeah, if you get the chance, just pop over. Obviously his link will be below as well, and just say a bit of hello, just check in on him, see how he's doing. So yeah, that's it. Come on, you've been sat in the back. Oh. Come on, let's get you in. So yeah, from me, Chris, the Horror Sickness, Marianne, the wife. No, alright, from us. I can't see you. Yeah, well we've sat here and recorded 20 minutes and it's ending screwed now. Shall we show them all the outtakes? We're going to stick around and we'll do the outtakes at the end.
It's more you, not
me. No, it's my outtakes. There ain't one with her in it because it's... Anyway, this has been The Horror Sickness. Thank you very much for watching. Take it easy, everybody.
Bye.
You okay? Also, a few other things I want to not really... I want to not really... There's going to be outtakes at the end of this. Stop. 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 Hello everybody, this is Chris and welcome to the... Stop. Different things going on in this one. First up, we're going to be taking a look at my wife. Oh, it's gone all blurry now. Hello. Hello everyone. Stop. We're never going to do this. In this episode, please do Shut up! Don't look at me. Stop it. Pack it in. Oh. I'm gonna do it this time. 20 DVDs to take a look at, things that I've picked up over the last few weeks, and some other things as well. I won't really go into it. I want it to kind of just that was going alright, that wasn't it? On, we have over 20 films to take a look at, things that myself, and I can't say my wife because she's going to be part of this, and I don't, that's the big surprise. Is it recording?